Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel as we are here. You can see Osborne's coming out to punt for the 5th time today. Oklahoma State's gone off to such a hot start here as they get the ball down to the, I want to say 32-yard line. And being up 21-0 against a ranked opponent at their stadium is probably one of the biggest surprises I've seen. Oh, and it's picked off. Georgia needed to find some way to get back into this. And getting that interception from Colvin is probably just what they needed. Can Georgia be able to take advantage now of that interception? No, they just give it right on back. Second pick of the game. And that's just like crazy to see right there. Arnold with the pick. And Arnold just basically read that like a book. That's basically what you see a good amount of people do when it comes to them using on Madden nowadays, is they lurk. Good jump. And he was actually able to get the ball out. Wow. That is surprising right there that he was able to actually release it that quick. And oh, nice spin move there to get, what, 5 yards there? Yeah, 5 yard. Oklahoma State is really taking it to Georgia right now. A screen pass that I don't think anybody was expecting. But they're calling that a run. Which, hey, whatever helps gets the first down, you know. Freshman Towns at Georgia 31. I feel like they're in field goal range. If they can just keep up what they're doing, could easily be 3 points. Step back. And not the most accurate throw to Harris. Also stops the clock, which with them having the lead, they need that clock to keep ticking. I'd say probably just do a quick pass or a handoff, but almost throws a dot to Bolden right there. As it looks like the pass actually got tipped by a couple of defenders. And PJ runs, tries to get the first down through his leg, but gets 8 yards. So they're definitely going to go for the field goal here. I would say no. They're going for it. I mean, personally, I'd take the points. I mean, they're already up by 3 possessions. Oh, that was a genius play call, though. That was a genius play calling right there to get them down to the 6-yard line. But I question, why not take the points? Do you not trust your kicker? Now, the previous key game, now I understand Oklahoma State's momentum going down on that a bit, because you had a chance for the points, and instead you decided to go for it. As Harris gains 4 yards right there. And I feel like the game just punished them a bit. And the Georgia crowd's trying to get back into this. And why are you going shotgun at the 2-yard line? Okay. Go with the halfback draw. It is now 28 to nothing. 28 to nothing. And Oklahoma State's the one with the 28. Not how I thought this was going to be at all. Not at all. Can Georgia at least score? Can they at least prove why they were ranked 18th in the nation? Why that they were chosen to be one of the best teams in the entire country? Oh, a whole 9-play drive right there, in which they gained every single yard via the run. And I personally think that wasn't the smartest of ideas to go for it on 4th down. Go just taking the points. And every kickoff for Oklahoma has been a touchback as well, so that is definitely something that is needed, in my opinion, to help Georgia get back into the game. Is the fact that they need to actually bring those kicks out. Play action, throw, a diving tip by Bracey. Yeah, 4 for 10, 43 yards, sacked 3 times, and has thrown 2 interceptions. So now the best of days with Georgia's quarterback. And I understand the urgency to pass the ball now. You're down by 4 possessions, and it's only the beginning of the second quarter. Good throw. But Arnold coming in and looks like he broke up the pass right there. Yeah, they're saying he deflected the pass. Oh, that more looked like a tip from the receiver. 1 of 7 on 3rd downs. A top 25 team with that kind of percentage, they're probably not going to be in the top 25 at all next week. And that sucks. Bullocks dropped the pass, and it's another 4th down. And this has become like very one-sided and not in a way I thought it would go. As Bracey returns it to the 36-yard line, I want to say. Yeah. Ugh, sorry. It's 9:15 here, and Oklahoma State's in the shotgun. Quick throw, and down to the 49-yard line of Georgia. As this just seems to be one of those games where it's like, it's crazy on how it's going. I mean, nice little throw. Sure, didn't gain much, but if you're Georgia, that kind of helps build your momentum a bit. If I'm Georgia, I gotta find whatever I can to help defend this house, as Harris just finds the open seams and runs for a touchdown. It's about to be 35-0. As Georgia's just been ran over. 49-yard run right there by Harris. Harris also has a receiving touchdown and 2 rushing touchdowns. And it's like, this is one of those games where you gotta look at it, it's like, where did things fully start going wrong for Georgia? Could have it been that pick 6 that happened? It might have been. But one thing that's lucky for Georgia is the fact that once third quarter begins, and that momentum meter falls back down to even, and they finally decide to return a kick out of the end zone. Sure, it's brought up to the 22 instead of it just being at the 20, but 2 extra yards won't hurt. Oh wow, they tried to do the wide receiver reverse play, but Smith loses 6 yards off of it. So basically, yet again, they're kind of being forced to pass, which is kind of starting to become their kryptonite, and being forced to pass. Steps back, throws it, and came nowhere near close to hitting his receiver. Third and 16, it's easily going to be a passing play. And this game's actually in that same predicament that I had with the Navy Temple game. Smith. Man, Russ is doing everything today. 6 tackles, 4 for a loss, and a pick. Yeah, he just threw it. He didn't even really kind of think about which direction he was throwing it. And Oklahoma State to Georgia's red zone. Yeah, again. Excuse me. Again, I mean for the second time today. Handoff up the middle. I think Oklahoma State's now just proven they can do whatever they want to this Georgia defense. Which, when you're ranked as a top 25 team and you have a tough place to play. Oh, nope, this is actually the third time they're in the red zone. Harris with a 5-yard run. It's 3rd and 2. So they'll probably go for the field goal if they don't get the first down. The crowd's still trying to get into it. Down by 5 touchdowns. Don't know that was a design run. Nope, they're calling that a sack. Maybe that sack is gonna be what's needed to spark some life into this Georgia team. Oh no, they're calling that actually a run play. Excuse me on that one. But yeah, now it's 38-0 in favor of Oklahoma State. This just keeps growing and growing. And Georgia just hasn't found anything to stop it. Like, seriously. If this was like friends and pals playing this game, somebody would have already had his hand off the controller. And Georgia coming out of the shotgun. And Smith gets sacked again. Like, yeah, if you're the head coach for Oklahoma State, you're more than happy about that. Because you're looking at this performance by your team. You came into Georgia. You came into Athens. You knew it was going to be a tough fight. And yet, you're up 38-0. Oh. 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 Ho, ho, ho. That's a breath right there. Third down again. 3rd and 16. Smith just doesn't seem to know what in the world he's doing. Which, that's not something you want to have in a quarterback, is him not knowing what in the world is he doing. I mean, for all I know, he could be suffering with an undiagnosed concussion. But, you know, this is going to be a shock week for the SEC. Two of their teams that were ranked inside the top 25 have lost to Big 12 teams. As Harris bounces to the outside, I'm pretty sure Harris is getting close to 100 yards at this point. Second down and 5. As Oklahoma State's just proven they can do whatever they want to this Georgia defense. And Bird comes up the middle, gets a tackle for a loss. That's his 4th tackle of the game. And he's also got an interception, so unlike the Navy and Temple game where it was just dominated by turnovers by Temple early on, it's just been Georgia's inability to move the ball. Oh, Duke's tried to dive, but a Georgia player just came up and just essentially stopped him. 4th and inches. But looks like they're gonna punt. And this is Freeman's only his 3rd punt of the ball game. Like, that's kind of crazy to think about. Calling on your punter only 3 times, and you're like halfway through the second quarter. Yeah, halfway through the second quarter, and you've only called on your punter 3 times. Makes you glad you're on this team. Yeah, Georgia's in familiar positioning, starting from their own 20. Let's see what they're going to start off with this time. I mean, that looked like it could have been a good play. Motion the receiver. But I have no clue what happened to the Georgia receiver there. He just decided he wasn't going to try to catch it, but instead focus more on trying to tackle the guy with his legs, like it's soccer. And I might just do the halftime report and just go ahead and let this game end and just show you all the end of game stats. Do they already have the backups in? No. Duke's worst number 14. That was just probably the rare fullback run right there. Dukes runs and it's taken down, but gains 3 yards before he's taken down. The Georgia crowd is still trying to get into it, but in all honesty, it's actually, in my opinion, harder to get into it when your team is down by nearly 6 touchdowns. Going for the field goal, and it's another good kick. Because, yeah, I don't think Georgia's going to be able to come back from 41 points down. It's just hard for me to see that happening, you know? I don't think it's impossible. I mean, granted, it's never been done in actual college football, but being down by 41 shouldn't stop you from trying at least. Oh my lord, they already got the backup quarterback in for Georgia. This is probably going to be a wrap. Quick handoff up the middle. I kind of questioned the call, considering the fact that you are behind by nearly 6 touchdowns. I mean, you gave Hood a yard. Looks like they're blitzing for Oklahoma State. Another, yard or 2 for Hood. As Russ is in for a 7th tackle of the game. So it's 3rd and 7. You basically have yourself a situation where you have to pass. A situation in which you have not been able to succeed much of. And you choose to run. I think Georgia at this point is just accepting defeat. They've already gotten 6 yards. Well, they've already gotten behind by a lot. As you can see, their inability to convert on 3rd downs is what mainly costed them the game. A turnover leading to a score immediately, and a couple of other touchdowns, and a couple of other scores that have happened because of the fact that they just turned the ball over, kept throwing interceptions, kept getting sacked, put themselves out of range to be able to do anything. As Oklahoma State, I mean, I'd hate to kind of do this to y'all because I wanted to show y'all the whole game, but Oklahoma State just came in. Sorry about that, but yeah. Oklahoma State just came into Athens and obliterated Georgia. So, I'm going to do a halftime show and then a post-game show because I don't feel the need to really, show much more of this. Mark Simon got injured. Probably got the wind knocked out of him. Which probably wasn't fun. But Oklahoma State basically got this wrapped up because Georgia's got their backup quarterback in now. It's a blowout, so Oklahoma's just basically killing time now. They know they've won. Couple of run plays, kind of kill the clock. I appreciate that. I don't appreciate Georgia just taking Harris down for a 1-yard loss because that ends the play quickly. I mean, Georgia is trying to come back. I don't blame them on that end. But still, you know. Oh, that's the third interception thrown by Dukes. And wow, Georgia gave up on their quarterback after he throws 4 picks. Some teams don't give up on their quarterback till after they throw 5. But this could inspire some life to Georgia. Mark Simon strained his pectoral muscle, and he's out for the rest of the game. Let's see how the backup does. I mean, the backup, all he's been doing is just handing the ball off to Hood, which is a good strategy. Try to rebuild some of that momentum. Now, here's the thing. If Georgia doesn't score in the next 3 minutes, in the next 3 minutes, I'm not going to do the second half, because then what would be the point? I mean, here's the problem, though. The quarterback keeps handing it off to Hood, and he's not risking a throw. 3rd and 7. In my opinion, he's got to risk a throw here, and he keeps handing it off to Hood. I understand not being able to worrying about throwing an interception, but still, you know. And the ball, I believe, bounced into the end zone for a touchback. Now, for me not to do the second half. Oklahoma State just basically has to hold on to the ball for the next 130 seconds. That kind of doesn't help the cause right there. Harris losing a yard, and Oklahoma State choosing to call a timeout. I mean, I understand they want to get this game as far out of reach as possible. Oh, that was almost disastrous. Harris fumbling the ball, but luckily it was scooped up by the offense. 4 for 11 on third downs. In motion, hit as he throws, completed for a first down though. He got 2 sacks, 5 hurries, and 3 picks. But Dukes was able to keep the drive alive right there. Throw coming out a bit wobbly. I mean, it could have gone to a guy if he stuck out his hands a bit more. A minute and 5 seconds. Georgia doesn't get any kind of score. I'm not doing the second half. Could be a field goal, could be a touchdown. Throw way above the head of the defender. Well, receiver, but still. You can't let this place get to you now. Being up 41-0. Dukes juicing the scramble. Not a bad idea. As the clock's just gonna keep on ticking. The Georgia faithful are trying to get into it, but no real need now because the game is basically over already. Unless they can get some sort of Hail Mary throw here. Then I don't think that it's really going to be a matter. Hand off to the fullback. And yeah, that's probably going to end up being, well, actually hand off to the hood, my bad. And we have now reached halftime with Oklahoma State just dominating 41-0. And I'll go ahead and do the halftime show now.